I transcribe a 3-page letter about the busy life of Burton Jay Smith. He writes to his fiancée, Willametta Turnepseed, on November 18, 1942. Burton was at a training camp in Nashville, Tennessee. He was preparing to be a flight navigator for the United States Army's Air Force. This was during the midst of World War II, around 11 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor. A few days before Burton wrote this letter, soldiers were fighting Japan in the Battle of Guadalcanal. The United States home front was also in high gear to do all they could to support the war effort. Military bases around the country were full of young men preparing for combat. They too did all they could to contribute to their fellow soldiers overseas as they awaited at their camps. Burton starts the letter explaining to Willametta how busy he had been with not only his usual work, but also marking cards and rationing gasoline. Gas rationing was first put into effect in May of 1942 to limit consumption. Citizens were asked to cut back on driving by carpooling and driving slow. Coupon stamps were also issued to keep track of how much gas people could use in a week. This would explain why Burton was helping to ration gas in Nashville. The Army's 1st Airborne Division was also created in 1942. The term marking cards was used to mark the helmets of paratroopers so they could identify their specific units once they hit the ground. It is possible that Burton was helping with this strategy because of his role as a navigator. The letter then transitions to Burton talking about the LNs he had printed thus far and how ashamed he is at how slow he has been. Burton was an editor for the Literary Newsette. It turns out that Willametta was actually his co-editor. This suggests that he was editing these articles and sending them back for Willametta to print at home. The Literary Newsette might also be how the two met and later fell in love. Overall, Burton Jay Smith was a busy man. He was swamped with the war efforts, found time to remain co-editor of his newspaper, and managed to show his love and appreciation for Willametta. He ended his letter reassuring her that he loves her just as much when he is busy as when he is at ease. We can assume that he intentionally ended it this way as a reminder to his fiancée that although he was busy, his love for her was above all things.